Beautiful Tuesday, we're here watching stocks live, and unfortunately, it's looking like a lot of stocks are falling during the after hours and pre-market. And if you take a look at the chart, you'll see what I'm talking about. So Sundial down, not that much, honestly, down less than a cent. But the markets really took a dive yesterday. Looking at the S&P in the bottom left right here, the S&P got hit twice yesterday, and we actually just got some news coming out about the markets, which we'll touch on a little bit in a couple of minutes when more people get in. But President Biden just announced the release of 50 million barrels of oil from Strategic Petroleum Reserve as part of ongoing efforts to lower oil and gas prices. So good stuff if you're worried about oil and gas, but overall, tough day for the markets it's looking like, right? People are getting a little bit wary of stocks right now. They're potentially looking to transition to some risk-off positions, maybe hold a little bit more cash. A lot of stocks are getting hit. Tech, just general stocks. You can see the S&P right here. But unfortunately, a lot of stocks are getting hit and hit fairly hard. It's not looking like the best of situations for a lot of stocks today. Unfortunately, we are falling a little bit. Let's take a peek at what crypto is doing and see what we've got going on crypto-wise. So, let's see, crypto. Bitcoin is also down. Bitcoin's down as well. Everything's getting hit and getting hit kind of hard. So Bitcoin is down about 3%, 3.73%. What's up, Hero? What's up, man? Bitcoin down to $56,800. So Bitcoin is not immune to this little sell-off that we're experiencing pretty much market-wide. It's really unfortunate. It's too bad to see, but yeah, a lot of stuff is getting hit and getting hit fairly hard, so that's not ideal. That's not ideal, but yeah, we're seeing Bitcoin down. Let's check out the other cryptos and see Ethereum's down 2.5%. Shiba Inu down 5%, 6% now. Let's see. What's Shiba Inu doing? Let's see the chart and see what's going on with it. So, yeah, Shiba Inu over the past 7 days. Look at that. Shiba Inu getting a little wrecked right here, so not ideal. Game over, man. It's game over. Just playing, says Vu. All right. What's up, Vu? Good morning. And Hero says, Tonix Pharmaceuticals Holdings up 19.15% pre-market. Nice. Good morning, Silver. Good morning, regulators. Yeah, in fact, Silver, did you hear Biden releasing 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve? So looks like maybe gas prices will be moving down a little bit, hopefully. But still, we're dipping into the reserves, so not a good sign. But also Shiba Inu down about 6.7%, or yeah, 6.77%, 6.8%. Everything is crashing today. It looks like that's not an ideal situation. PROG is down a bit. And after hours, they got an announcement that they were going to be doing a direct share offering. So we can actually pull that up. But a lot of stuff going down in the markets. A lot of stuff going down, and typically these aren't the kind of things that you want to see, but let's see. Let's see if we can't find that. Good morning, Zach. And Silver says, 0.5% to China, half for the country. Oh, are you talking about the oil reserves? And Christopher Frank, APV jumped a little this morning. I'll take a peek at that. And good morning, Rich. Good morning, Rich. Hopefully, yeah, APVO did jump quite a bit, actually. It looks like from closing price of around $6.50, hit highs of $14.15, and now it's down to just around 10. So, cool stuff. Zach Taylor says, I wonder if the big boys are pulling their dollars out of the market because they know something very bad is coming. Very possible. You know, Biden just today announced 50 million barrels of oil being released from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. So, it finally happened, and Z bulked up on food in spring, cold in summer, and fall, and now gas. Something is brewing. Wow. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, it's not looking good for the markets, if by any indication, right? Even the S&P, you could see yesterday was getting hit fairly hard a couple of times, a couple of big sell-offs, a ton of volume near the end of the day, massive quantities of shares being sold. So it's not looking good for stocks. We'll see. Insulating for the coming storm, says Silver. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. So, you know, overall, it's looking like we might be in for a red week, a red Thanksgiving week. I know it's not what we were hoping for. We were hoping that potentially we would be getting some green days before Thanksgiving and the holidays, and that would lighten everyone's mood. But it's looking like we might be seeing a little bit more red today, which is unfortunate. But, you know, it has to happen every now and then. Every once in a while you get these sell-offs, and they can be buying opportunities. They can be, as long as we don't enter a big crash. That's worst case scenario. But there's even money to be made there. I don't advocate for shorting, but you could always make money in some other ways. Like SQQQ might not be a bad one. I'm considering SQQQ. Not sure how hard tech is going to get hit. It looks like it got hit fairly hard yesterday, but at the same time, I think that was an all-time high it made yesterday as well. So, yeah, it was an all-time high, and then it got hit a little bit. We'll see what happens today. Silver, same here, but I did it when the market first hit 35K, moved it all. Nice. It feels like 2007 on steroids. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope nobody was writing subprime mortgages. So, yeah, that would be very bad. But let's see. Where did the PROG offering go? Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up because that's interesting news. So, investor information. Okay, November 22nd. Let's pull up the link to the PROG offering. So, okay, so I believe this is the offering. So, looks like PROG is offering up 90 million worth of their stock, and that is actually what caused this little dip yesterday when they announced it. And it's an at the market buy, so, or sell rather. But let me pull this up. So here's their offering: at market issuance sales agreement. So issuance and sale of shares. The company agrees that from time to time during the term of this agreement, on the terms and subject to the conditions set forth, it may issue and sell through or to the agents as sales agents or principals the shares of the company's common stock, have an aggregate offering price of up to $90 million, and that in no event shall the company issue or sell through the agent such number of placement shares that exceeds the number of shares or dollar amount of common stock registered on the effective registration statement as defined below. Okay, and that is that in no event shall the aggregate number of placement shares sold pursuant to this agreement exceed the number of authorized but unissued shares of common stock. All right, so $90 million direct at-market issuance sales agreement from Progenity. That caused a little bit of a dip, but it looks like we are reacting not in the worst way, right? We aren't down all that much. We're down to 418. We're still above $4. Sure, we fell about 20 cents from where we closed, maybe a little bit more, 26 maybe. But all in all, not the worst move that we could have experienced, right? This was a pretty big sell-off down to 345 right off the news initially, but then we got some buying pressure coming in, some people buying up PROG stock, so it could have been much worse. I will say that. It could have been much worse, but overall, not all that bad, not all that bad. Not too bad at all. So, Fed is out of ammunition and boxed into a corner. I'd rather stop chasing the 10% in order to preserve the 40-60% potential drop. Might not be a bad idea, Silver. You might be right about that. Let me just type something real quick. There we go. So the majority of my stock holdings are metals and DWAC, so you can imagine what kind of time I'm... Yeah, geez. Take a peek at gold. Let's see what gold is doing. Yeah, it's down again today, you know. That's what I've been noticing with gold I've been holding it for quite a while at this point. And every time we get a glimmer of hope, every time we start moving up in a big way, we just get shot down. So, man, I don't know. It definitely seems like some manipulation going on in the metals for sure. Especially considering when you go to buy physical metals, they cost quite a bit more than they do, than the supposed spot price. So I'm really wondering how much supply there is out there and how much of this is just paper manipulation. But yeah, the metals I think will be probably a very good play over the long term, if the government isn't to be trusted, right? If if all of the bad things that a lot of people are expecting come to pass, then the metals could be a very good play. So, feed stop, says Silver. I don't think so. We were having a little bit of a technical difficulty in the beginning, I think. I started this thing a minute late, I believe, because of that, but I think the feed should be going, I believe it should be going good. I hope, at least. I hope. So, let's see, what happened to Shiba Inu? Is there any reason for its fall? It's down over 7% at this point. Good on my end, says Quentin White. All right, I appreciate that. I guess it's going fine. But Shiba Inu, measuring how much Elon Musk pumps cryptos like Shiba Inu, Floki, and Doge. You know what I'm curious about? If you guys heard, not just of Shiba Inu, but of Floki coin. Let's take a peek at Floki. Floki Inu, right here. This coin, if you guys aren't familiar with it, is modeled after Elon's dog. And I'll pull up his Twitter as well. I'll pull up Elon's Twitter so you guys can get the full story on Floki Inu. And Quentin says, also share buyback for Sundial authorized for this Friday. Very nice. Very nice. Let me pull up this Elon news, and then I will pull that up as well. I'm just tuning in, so apologies if you went over that already. No, I have not. I have not. Now let me pull up real quick. Just to quickly explain Floki Inu. For those of you who are curious in cryptos, I really should make a crypto-specific channel because I know a lot of the people who are into stocks aren't as interested in cryptos, but I will cover this real quick. Okay. So there's this one right here on October 3rd. Elon Musk posted this, but I believe he posted a picture before that of Floki as well, when Floki first arrived. And that's when people made Floki Inu, the knockoff of Shiba Inu, which is the knockoff of Dogecoin. So let's see if we can't find it. I don't know if we're going to be able to find it. Elon sure posts a lot of stuff. Yeah, anyways, all right, we'll go back up to the original Floki Inu. Sorry if this is giving someone epilepsy, but... Oh, here we go, here we go. Floki has arrived. So September 12th, Floki has arrived, and Floki got there, and people made this coin, Floki Inu. So that is a knockoff of Sundial, but of Shiba Inu, and Shiba Inu is the knockoff of Doge. So let's see. All right, now. And Richard Gore, have I missed the Sundial news? No, we are going to be taking a peek at that. It looks like they've issued a share buyback notice for Friday, so we'll take a peek at that real quick. All right. For the past 24 hours, we'll... Okay, let's see. So, on Sundial, where is the Sundial chart right here? 1 day, 1 minute. It looks like we didn't get that big of a boost on it, but... Good morning, Pop Squash. Good morning. And Kitchener Leslie, good morning to you. He has a few attorneys generals behind him this time. And interesting. So, oh yeah, talking about the Kyle case. Yeah, no, I haven't kept up too much with it other than hearing about the verdict. So, lucky guy. I mean, no dismissal based on standing this time. This thing's about to blow. Yeah, Sundial, I hope so. I hope it does. I sure hope it does. That's what we're waiting for. All right. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on real quick. All right, I have returned. So, let's see. What have we got going on? So we're just waiting for the market to open. Another 14 minutes to go, and the market should be opening very soon. Hopefully, PROG will be above $4 to that point. And I suspect Sundial can probably hold above 68. We only dropped below that for a brief moment of time. Hit 67 again. So far we've bounced off of 67 twice with Sundial. Hopefully this time will be the last time, and we won't need to do it again. Quentin White says, I'm such a gambler with options. I have $27 calls for Sundial for January 22nd. Risky move. Let's see what those are priced at. January 22nd. So, or January 21st of 22, right? I think, is that what you're talking about? So $7, and these are not Sundial calls. Okay. Whoops. So $7 calls. Wow. Okay. So 1 or 2 cents per contract. Gotcha. And maybe we'll get there. I don't know. That seems like a potentially far off price target for it by the 22nd, but we'll see. Maybe we can do it. I would certainly be very happy with that. And Silver likes that price point. So do I. Hopefully we'll get there. I got in like a sniper at 0.66. Oh, okay. Yep. Nice. That's cool, man. That's cool. So, Richard Odin, good morning, Rob. What is the short info on LGVN, and do you think it could run up again today? Well, let's take a peek. I'll pull up the Ortex for LGVN. Longeveron. All right, so the short data right here, we've got it. Shocking short data. Okay. Very interesting. I've not seen anything like this before, but up 48% today, and 108% of the free float is shorted, 2.94 million shares. Interesting. Let me pull up some more data on LGVN. And let me pull up the chart for LGVN too. Okay, so it just pumped up massively. On what news? Longeveron. Jeez, up to $45 in after hours. So what happened with this one? Okay, so let's see. Longeveron shares jumped 111% to $21 on Monday to their highest level since the company went public on February at $10 a share. The stock has been rising sharply since Thursday when the biotechnology company said its Lomacel B for treatment of congenital heart defect in infants affecting about 1,000 babies a year was granted rare pediatric disease designation by the FDA. The stock catapulted 120% on Thursday and continued rising on Friday and Monday. Prior to the announcement, the stock's highest price was about $8.45 a share and low of $2.84 a share earlier this year. Volume on the stock hit 98 million shares on Monday compared to its average daily volume of 110,000 shares. Even with the share price boost, the market cap remains small at about 192 million. Wow. But still crazy stuff. I mean, if you look at that short data, where did the Ortex go? I think I've got it. Okay, I've got it right here. But, geez, yeah, it's really just skyrocketed over the past couple of days, up to 108% of the free float. There must be some naked shorting going on. Very cool stuff for Longeveron. Potentially, I mean, let's see the market cap, though. Hold up. Let's see the market cap and what it's at right now at the current price. LGVN. Okay, so LGVN. So now it's a $539 million market cap right here. We can see in the article it said 130 something. Now it's $500 million market cap. It's obviously gone up quite a bit. Just over the course of today, even it's up to. Well, actually, you know what? Regarding where it closed, it's actually a little bit lower. It looks like it's closing or opening in the red today. We're at 24, and we actually closed yesterday around 28.26. So this one will be opening in the red. Interesting. So, Quinton, I mean, I'm only risking $20, and I can always scale out before expiration. Play premium with a small account. Not for long, though. That makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. And Silver says, like, subscribe, and bell up. I appreciate that. And Quinton also says, make sure y'all like the video. Bro, give good coverage. Bro gives good coverage. Yeah, I would appreciate that, guys. You know, we got 50 viewers in here, and we've got 23 likes. Maybe we could bump that up to 30. Maybe we could bump it up to 30. And NA Photography says, hey, Rob, can you talk about CEI? Well, we will take a peek. We can take a peek at CEI's talk. Yeah, so it's back up to 140. That's good. That's good for CEI. What we're really waiting for, at least in my opinion, is when CEI starts getting tweeted about by Zach Morris, right? Because that's what really helped us the last time. I think that we probably need something like that. We need some, it doesn't have to be Zach Morris, but it could be any kind of Twitter influencer, some celebrity, someone with a big following tweeting about CEI, deciding to give them some more clout. I mean, last time CEI was pumping up, it was definitely on the back of Zach Morris pumping it, but I think that, you know, ever since the Carousel Capital report came out and they got crushed right here, it's been tough for them. So they did lose quite a bit of value. They definitely lost the faith of a lot of investors. A lot of people lost a lot of money on this deal. And, you know, it's been a while now at this point. It's been over a month. So it's possible that people will be more inclined to invest in them again, right? Maybe they've forgotten a little bit of some of the pain that they experienced when it crashed last time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Obviously, it doesn't need to go up, but we have seen some good movement in the past, right? We've got up to 180 just 2 days ago in the pre-market. We got up there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. I think it could be a good play potentially, right? Over 140, it looks pretty solid. If it starts falling below that, then it could be a continuation of the downtrend, though, that it's been on for a while. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, and Quinton White says, me and Silver can be mods when Rob blows up. Yeah, I would appreciate that. We would definitely need it. We've only gotten one troll so far. But that's, you know, we don't need mods quite yet, but certainly one day you guys will be on the list. So Richard Auden, thanks, Rob. You're welcome for that, man. And Silver says, I'd like Rob to hit 25K during winter. Potentially, maybe. I think Silver says I got at 5K level and he's growing to 7.5 now. Yeah, I think you know, my goal that I set was for 10K by the end of this year. So we've got another month and a half, or really a month and 7 days to get to another 2.5. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, if I don't hit it, that was an ambitious goal because I did only start doing this not that long ago, just a couple of months ago. So not too bad, but Sundial's going to take off like they clowned Willie Nelson, says Tim Boone. Yeah, I hope so. And Abstract, good morning. It's going very well. I got plenty of sleep last night, so I'm fully energized for the stream. But I may still decide to partake in some kind of caffeinated beverage. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm not sure. They are enjoyable at the very least, even if you don't need the energy. So Zach Taylor, if DWAC drops any more today, I'm going to move more savings over and triple down. Wow. Bold move, Zach. Bold move. I'm considering the same with Sundial. You know, Sundial's been dropping quite a bit, and it's starting to look a little bit too ripe for the taking. Right now, it's down to where it was before the earnings call, so it makes zero sense. Let me actually pull up the Ortex data for Sundial and see what we've got going on today. I haven't checked it yet, but I mean, it makes no sense why Sundial is as low as it is. So 320 million shares short, up 0.69% on the day. So yeah, shorts aren't really destroying us today, but they're pushing us down a little bit. So when the market turns and folks looking for a light in the darkness, Rob can help carry the torch. I will try. Don't know what I can do against the big institutions out there, but I will try to. I'll do my best. But sometimes they get the best of me also. So Krishna says, what do you think about DKS? Any reason they're down after good earnings? DKS. Dick's Sporting Goods. So they are down after earnings, even though their earnings, let's see, they beat expectations, it looks like. So not too sure why they're down after earnings. I mean, this move up that we saw makes more sense where they moved from 141 to 144. But let's see. Let's see what happened at the earnings call. I'm sure there'll be something about it that we can see here. So, as of 2 hours ago, it looks like the last article that was written on it on MarketWatch is, well, we'll pull it up here, I guess. Geez. They just want to sell stuff. So anyways, the title of this, at least, is Dick's Sporting Goods stock rises after earnings beat, guidance raised. So they rose 1.4% in Tuesday pre-market. I guess this was written a little bit prematurely. Net income totaled $360 million, or $278 per share, sure, up from $177 million, or $184 per share last year. All right. And sales of $2.75 billion were up from $2.41 billion last year. So it seems like they're doing better, but they are dropping. So I'm not sure if there was some news that came out for them. So Barron's is writing about this. All right, shares weakened in the pre-market trading even after the sports equipment and apparel company reported higher third-quarter earnings than expected and raised its full-year financial forecast. So the stock was down 2.3%. Adjusted earnings were $3.19 per share, beating the consensus call for $2.06. All right. Net sales grew, and no explanation really for why it's down other than people potentially just buying ahead of earnings, expecting maybe even better earnings. I don't know. And looking to sell some of the news. Who knows? Who knows what this is all about? It wouldn't surprise me to see them start reversing course as we open, though. That wouldn't surprise me. So let's see. When Sundial is going up. Well, we'll see when Sundial starts going up. I mean, we did just bounce off of 67 twice over the past 24 hours. So we bounced off of it there and here. Potentially we'll start rising today, get back up above 70. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Let's see what happens with it, but let me just pull this up real quick. So Sundial needs to buy back while their prices are still cheap. I pray they buy soon, as do I. And Zach Taylor says, I bet gold drop is a reaction to Powell renomination, and the reversal could take it over 2,500. Yeah, I've just been waiting for gold to shoot past 2,500 a long time. We'll see if it happens. Ludwig says, hey, Rob, good morning, man. Good morning, Ludwig. And Silver says, I'm still thinking silver gets to 18 to 20 levels. Wait until to see the whites in their eyes, buy physical. One last drop from bankers so they can load up. Yep. I think it's probably the case that a lot of institutions and banks and countries even are loading up on physical metals. Flux Force says, what's your day job, Rob? I'm guessing bartender. No, I have no day job. I have no day job. I do go to school full-time, so I'm a student right now, but no day job. I mostly sustain myself by selling options, honestly, at this point, and it's a pretty good gig, pretty easy gig. So Ludwig Waldimmer Dorner says, with Sundial, it's the same thing as AMC and GME. It's all a question of supply and demand. The level of market manipulation is insane. We will get our short squeezes. I hope so. And our money. I hope so. I sure hope so. And ding, 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 the market's opening. Zach Taylor has alerted us. So we're just waiting to see what happens real quick. So Dix is moving down. It's continuing its move down. The Q is deciding what it wants to do. It's very close. Very close. It keeps flip-flopping between green and red. PROG moving down from 420 down to 413. Since you reads dogs, do you think I will get my initial investment back? Do you see circuit boron coming in anytime soon? Thank you for your time and what you do, says Scott Hudson. Okay, wait. So Scott Hudson, I need to read the top one first. So I have over 22,000 invested in the DWAC stock. The money we had put back was being used for chemotherapy treatment, but we were running out and I needed a way to try to triple up. In your opinion, since your reads dogs, do you think I will get my initial investment back? Do you see a circuit boron come in anytime soon? I'm not sure what exactly what you mean circuit boron, but I think, oh wow, and Sundial taking off. But yeah, DWAC, it's tough to say when it will start rising, but I think that once we really get Trump talking about it, I think that that's when it'll start rising, and it could be a bit, but once he really starts pumping something, I think that's when we're looking at big gains in DWAC. And Johnny Ruiz, are there rumors of a TLRY Sundial merger? I do not believe that there is a merger going on right now. Not that I've heard of, at least. I think I've heard the rumors. I have heard the rumors, but I don't think it's actually officially confirmed or anything like that. But I mean, maybe it'll happen at some point. It might happen. So Quentin White, I'm trying to get, like, Rob, how long were you buying shares before selling options, and what's a good amount of shares to hold before considering to sell options? So initially, actually, I guess when I first started investing, I was buying shares way back when, years and years ago. I was buying shares, and I was just doing it over the long term. This is years back, like 2017 probably. And I was just buying shares, long-term investing. And then I realized that there were options, and I actually started buying options, which, unfortunately, a lot of the time options, just because of the time value, they end up decaying in price a lot of the time, and do end up being negative positions. I would notice in my accounts, at least sometimes, I'll still take an options trade every now and then if there's a really high reward play that I see out there and a high probability of success. But most of the time, the options tend to just decay, the volatility goes away, and the options end up turning into losing positions. But how many shares you need before you sell options? You need at least 100 shares to sell one contract. So each contract is worth 100 shares of stock. So it depends on what you want to do, right? If you're in a stock and you think that it's going to the moon, well, maybe you don't want to sell options because the options are obviously going to cap your gains at a certain point. So you're not going to be able to make money indefinitely if the stock 10x's unless you've sold the option for a 10x strike price, in which case the premium is probably pretty low. So that's what I'm talking about with options. I think that a good amount of shares to hold before considering to sell options, it really depends on what you're looking for, right? Some positions you might want to sell no options on. Like I have no open Sundial options yet. I'm waiting for Sundial to get above $1 before I start selling Sundial options, because I think that we could definitely do that. And then the premiums would be quite a bit more than they are now, at least, even more than they were when we were at 90 cents. I think that over $1, people will start to look at Sundial in a different light. There will be a little bit more volatility with it, and that's when the options will start to get pretty expensive. So that's when I'd be looking to sell Sundial options. But another stock like Metamaterials, I have sold options on. I'll show you right here. Metamaterials. So let's take a peek at MMAT right here. So this one, where are the options on it? Okay, so MMAT, I have sold some calls on. Let me make sure we're on the right camera, but I've sold some calls on MMAT, and you can see right there. So total return so far up 21% on these. These are just for about 2 months out. Not the largest position that I had, but I bought about 500 shares of MMAT yesterday. The options are up $60, and if MMAT stays where it's at, I'll still be in the green on this trade. So MMAT doesn't even need to go up for me to make money on it. But Sundial will buy itself up before a merger, says Silver. I think so. And do you have any feedback information on Wallbox? On Wallbox. So Wallbox. Let me look into that. Let me see what that's all about. Wallbox stock. So okay, home EV chargers. Okay. Let's see what this is all about. So WBX. So it is up. It looks like a little bit today. Still very, very low volumes on this stock. Not ideal, but let's see what the market cap is. 2.44 billion though is the market cap. So maybe it just has a super low float. Okay, yeah, the float is 294,000 shares out of 160 million implied shares outstanding. Yeah, so very low float on Wallbox. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would want that. I don't know. I don't have any feedback, but very low float. I'm a little wary of stocks that have that low of a float. I'm not sure why its float is so low. Who knows? But looks like they had an earnings call and they've been downtrending on that. I'd just be a little bit wary with a float as low as under 1 million share float, and it just doesn't look very liquid to me. It doesn't look all that liquid. You see a lot of these bars that aren't moving at all. Not many shares trading. It looks like 100 that minute. 296, 100, 1,000, 700, 730. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but and Ludwig says, Rob, do you think Sundial could maybe go to like $100 during a squeeze? That seems unlikely, right? The reason it seems unlikely is, well, now we have Sundial on 2 charts, so we'll just pull up Tesla for there. But the reason it seems unlikely is this. I'll pull up Sundial's market cap. So Sundial at 69 cents right here has a $1.4 billion market cap. So it's, yeah, like Quentin says, it's not 100% impossible, but incredibly unlikely. You know, it would really have to become, maybe just combine the efforts of AMC, GME, and Dogecoin to do it, because 1.4 divided by 0.69. So, so if that means, so for every, okay, well, hold on, let me do it this way. Let me do it. So for every cent, so I believe it's 1.4 billion divided by 69 cents. So I'm pretty sure that if it had a $100 price, it would be a $200 billion market cap stock. I'm pretty sure that would be the case. Well, actually, let me yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be a $200 billion market cap stock. So, yeah, it doesn't seem too likely to me. Massive gain on it. That would be a huge gain if it did get up there. That would be nice. But I don't know about that. Yeah, so Sundial back above 70 cents, though. So good stuff with Sundial. Hopefully getting back up above 70. We were just up there a second ago. Hopefully we'll have a nice green day on Sundial. PROG is down 2.52. Let's see. So, yeah, 14,392.75% gain from 69 cents to $100. So now they're 70 cents. It would be a slightly lower percentage than that. It's looking a little bit more likely, but still very, very tough, I think, for them to get to $100 just because of the market cap, mostly because of the market cap. I think that's the biggest factor that we're seeing for why they couldn't get there. $200 billion is just such a massive amount of money that they would need to have in their stock. And a lot of people would just have to be holding it essentially for no reason, right? At that point, it wouldn't probably be based off of a fundamental valuation. It would be more of a movement-based thing like AMC, GME, or Dogecoin. People would be trying to do something, but what do you think this could hit? Realistically, says Ufuk. So are you talking about Sundial? Is that what you're talking about? Realistically, I think that we could certainly get over $1 easily. $2 shouldn't be the biggest issue in the world, right? If we start getting some positive momentum in the stock, because it's just been beaten down, right? This is not a realistic representation of what Sundial stock should be doing, because it has had such a high short interest. Shorts have been responsible for beating Sundial stock down time after time. So let's see. So yeah, shorts have really been adding a lot of downwards pressure to Sundial for a long time, and we can see that with the short interest being at 320 million shares. And also looking at this chart of just how shorts have been coming in and out of Sundial, and slowly over the long term raising the amount of shares that they have short over the long term. So yeah, a lot of people have been shorting Sundial, probably unfairly so, right? They knew that, I mean, a lot of people, they know Sundial is a growth stock. It's not supposed to have good earnings, at least in the past. Now they have had good earnings. So also, people are waiting for legalization. So that's one of the main things that people are waiting for. We're waiting to see when that happens. And hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. But I think the $2 we could definitely hit. And past that, if we really get some, and that's, that's not even considering what we could do with a squeeze. If we really start squeezing out shorts, I could see us getting up potentially above 420. I think 420 could be a big rallying call for people on Reddit, especially if this becomes more of a meme play. If people on Reddit and Wall Street Bets start taking to this stock, I could see it getting to 420. That seems like a potential place that Sundial could go to. I would like to see Sundial at $4.20. So we'll see if it happens. It could be a while. It could be a bit before we get to that point, right? We would need to see the price rise naturally first for quite a while before we could artificially cause a short squeeze. But we'll see what we can do. And Salt, I see Sundial at $4. Yeah, I think $4. And Berkney Herring, yes, $100. Yeah, I don't know about $100. Maybe. And Quentin says, all we need is government legalization, expanded business into U.S. and maybe other countries, $100 minimum. Wow. Potentially. I mean, I could see it maybe hitting $100 at the hype, at the peak. But let's pull this up here. So, okay. Well, maybe because looking at this, well, I'll actually go to the site itself. So let's find that chart right there. But where did it go? We had an interest. All right. Here, we'll just use this. But it says the U.S. cannabis market is worth $61 billion. So Sundial would have to take over quite a bit. It'd have to take over quite a bit of the cannabis market, not just in the U.S., but probably in other countries. Canada's market is much smaller, so Canada's cannabis market is $2.6 billion compared to a $61 billion U.S. cannabis market. I guess a lot more people in the U.S. like cannabis than people in Canada. I'm curious, what is Canada's population? And real quick, the U.S. population is 329.5 million, at least in 2020 it was. And let's see what Canada is. 38 million, so about a tenth, so 10%. So it makes sense. So it's about 38 million, and then maybe 50% of people in Canada, or 50% fewer people in Canada want to use cannabis, or maybe people in the U.S. just want to use double. Who knows? Who knows where they're getting these numbers from? But Canada certainly has a much smaller population. I didn't realize Canada's population was that low. I always thought it was probably at least 100 million. But yeah, Canada, low population. And Stephen Orr says, I think you mean 420.69. Yeah, maybe we could do it. Maybe we could. If we got some reverse splits, maybe we could. And Quentin White, shorts are dumb. Like, why even put yourself in that position knowing there's a buyback soon? Also for $69 per contract, like, just let it rip. I'll get more monies on the way down. Yeah, yep. And Kitchener Leslie, always bet on Vice. Thoughts on XELA? Says Chopped X. XELA. We'll take a peek. We've watched this one before. It's up 6% on the day. I wonder if there's any news that this has going for it. So, XELA Technology says selected, okay, as a potential supplier for UK's National Health Service London Procurement Partnership. Says contract has potential total value of between 5 and 7 billion euros across all suppliers. Nice. Okay, so that's driving their price up a little bit. That's good for them. That's very good. And Kitchener Leslie says Canada is cold and unforgiving, so there's less people. And Zach Taylor says no news is killing DWAC. Yeah, I don't think anything could kill it. And Scott Hudson says, Zach, I agree 100%. I wish Trump would at least talk about it publicly. That would be nice. And Acorn Sucks says, a few years ago, 90% of Canada's population lived within 25 miles of the border. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess the further north you go, the colder it gets. So they probably want to be close to the border. But Silver says, last time I said bet the farm was when I first got hired at Lowe's and stock was $18, 2007 to 8. In 2016, the young bucks worked with me. We're very happy. If they held to today, they happy. Yeah. Yeah, stocks over the long term have been doing very good. Even Lowe's. Lowe's has been doing very good. What is Lowe's ticker symbol? LOW. Let's see what Lowe's has done since 2007. Let's get an idea of what you're talking about. What Lowe's has done. So, max week. Yeah, so Lowe's has done incredibly well. Geez. Really good stuff for Lowe's. So back in 2007, Lowe's was around $30 per share. In 2008, it hit around $20 per share, got to lows of $13 per share. And now it's looking pretty good at 256. Are we just hitting all-time highs now? Yeah, it looks like we just hit all-time highs yesterday. Jeez. Cool stuff. Cool stuff for Lowe's. 256 yesterday, all-time highs. Nice. Acorn Sucks says something that I don't know if YouTube would like me reading very much. So Randy the Ape, you'll see LGVN run. AQST is next. Just watch in a few weeks if you aren't already in. So LGVN, let's see. That's the one that got the FDA approval. Or something like it. Yeah. Longeveron. This is the one with the approval for a rare heart disease that affects about 1,000 children or something like that. Yeah, it's done pretty good. It's down 25% today, but it has done pretty good. If you sold at the peak, if you sold above $30, then you were doing very well with Longeveron. And AQST, it looks like it's down 0.33% on the day, but it has been in a decent uptrend, and it actually just recovered from this drop that it was experiencing. So we'll see if it can't continue this uptrend getting into December when they're having their FDA approval decision being released. So do you think the shorts of Sundial, says Ufuk, will close their positions given there is hardly any reason for this not to go up? Geez, I hope they do. I mean, it almost seems like they might have digged themselves too deep of a hole to get out of. 320 million shares. I mean, buying back that many, even if they do it not all at once and don't panic and do it over the course of days or weeks, that's going to raise the price of Sundial. That's going to have a significant impact on the price, even if they're doing it slowly and not all panicking, trying to get out all at once. That's going to have a big impact on the price. So that's going to be tough. I think they've definitely over-leveraged themselves a little bit too much to the downside on Sundial. It doesn't seem like a smart thing to have done for them. So we'll see we'll see what happens with it. But it's overall not looking ideal for them. I think a lot of the institutions are going to be in some trouble. I think that they're just trying to keep Sundial down. They're thinking about what to do. It's not looking good for them. So what do we miss? Rob, please look at my comment above, says Ludwig. Let's see, where is your comment? It must have been an old comment. Is it the comment that says because Sundial has also manipulated Valera? Is that what you're talking about, Ludwig? We need to hold and supply demand. And Sundial go burr, says Quentin. Yeah, I'm thinking it's up 1%. Hopefully we're getting back up above 70 today. It looks like that's acting as a bit of resistance for us. I mean, it's tough to see, but obviously, 70 has acted as resistance in the past. You can see we played around at it for a bit, but I'm not complaining as long as we're getting above it at some point today and start using it as support, because we actually broke it so easily yesterday. We just kind of got close to it, and then plop, we went below, tried to get back above it one time, and then continue moving down. So we did actually bounce off of it one final time a little bit later, but that was the last that we saw of 70 cents, and now it looks like we're trying to get back up there again today. So the hope is that we will be able to, but Whirls Riz V says they need to watch your videos all. Yeah, I think so. I think the shorts would benefit from that. At least some of them could get out early. It's not one institution shorting today. It's probably quite a few of them that are in their short positions, and whichever one wants to get out first. Obviously, they'd be kind of screwing the rest by raising the Sundial price, but we'll see what happens with it. It could be a bad situation for shorts. So I'm thinking all the capital they're raising is awesome. Helps them keep up momentum and staying innovative. They seem to beat quarterlies. They keep seeming to beat quarterlies, says J. Bosquez 611. Bosquez. So, which stock are you talking about? Which stock is raising capital? I'm curious about that. So, do you believe AMC will have the mother of all short squeezes, says Sub-Zero? AMC, tough to say. It might. Its price would certainly need to rise a bit more. We would definitely need to see some natural price rising to get AMC to squeeze. I don't think it's just going to happen all of a sudden just because. I think that the shorts know what they're doing. They're sitting in AMC. They're trying to keep it where it is. They don't want it to go up any further. They actually want it going down so they can get out probably and take their profits. But we'll see. We'll see with AMC what we can do. And let's find a penny stock and see if we can move it, says Zach Taylor. I don't know if we could. I don't know if we could. I don't know if we have enough buying power behind us yet. Maybe one day we'll be like Zach Taylor when he tweets about a stock like CEI, it just pumps it up. But he has 500,000 followers, and even his pumps, he has to talk about it quite a bit. Like when he was doing CEI stock, well, I'll show you guys the chart. But Zach Taylor does pump stocks every now and then. He pumped this one up. Second he tweeted about CEI stock, it boosted up big, pretty big. So he just tweeted about it once in the past and it boosted up, but then he stopped talking about it. So who knows? But yeah, he was tweeting about it quite a bit over these days when it was running up. So it does take a pretty big group of people, or at least a small group with a large amount of capital, which is what the institutions and hedge funds are all about, to move a stock and manipulate a stock. But I'm not even sure if that's legal for us to be doing. I don't know. It certainly doesn't seem legal, but it might be. So, Junk and Irish, I think everyone will go into Sundial after the AMC squeeze for the next big play. I think that a lot of people will. I think, I've heard a lot of people saying that after AMC they're going in to Sundial. Excuse me. And Gene Rogers says, is the market open tomorrow? Yes, it is. The market is open tomorrow, not on Thursday, though. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, is when the markets will be closed. So Ludwig says global cannabis is pretty cheap. Yeah, I believe it. A lot of, even in Canada, a lot of the illegal cannabis is still out on the streets, and it is leading to a lot of people. It is leading to a lot of people buying up illegal cannabis that's not getting taxed as much, that's not as regulated. So we'll see how that affects the cannabis markets. But Scott Hudson, Rob, what's going on with OCGN? I got in when they were approved, and it's not done good since. Will it turn positive, in your opinion? Not asking for financial advice, just read on it. Yeah, so OCGN, we did watch it. We watched the rise and fall of OCGN. It really hasn't been doing good since they got approval, which is strange. Potentially a lot of people were in on it purely because of the hype around the potential approval. And once they got it for emergency use listing for their Covaxin thing, then people got out of it and it started tanking. I don't know. That it is very strange. It is very strange that happened. It wouldn't surprise me to see them doing better in the future, right? Maybe once some of the initial people have gotten out, which it seems like they've had a fair amount of time to do so. But let's see, OCGN on Ortex. I wonder what this will reveal to us. Looks like there's still quite a few shorts in this. There's still quite a few shorts in this one, so it looks like, shorts have definitely been entering it, even today, up 2%. And maybe shorts are just trying to push this thing down, make a little bit of a profit. And now that some of the hype around it is gone, they're able to do it. Nobody's stopping them. So Abstract says, you keep saying Zach Taylor, but I think you mean Zach Morris. Yeah, no, Zach Taylor is in the chat. Zach Morris is the guy on Twitter. I'll pull up the Twitter account just so y'all know, but I don't follow him, but maybe I should. But he tweets about different stocks and pumps them up a little bit, tries to at least. It doesn't always work, but it worked with CEI. I think that with the lower market cap stuff, it works a bit better. So let's see. Is that a video of Gary V? I don't know if I can have that on the stream though. All right, so Abstract. Yeah, and Zach Taylor says, one tweet from me and absolutely nothing happens. Yeah, same here. Same here. I've got very few Twitter followers. So hi Rob, please check APVO, only 2 million float. Please check Ortex data. Thanks. Will do. APVO. Is that an APVO? APVO. Yep. APVO. We'll see the Ortex data on it. Uptavo Therapeutics Inc. So the Ortex data is interesting, right? So a lot of new shorts coming into APVO, up 372% short interest change, but still only bringing you to 200,000 shares short. Granted, though, if it has a 2 million float, around 2 million, then yeah, it's close to 10%, 7.92% of the free float. So, yeah, it looks like a lot of shorts have entered this APVO. Let me check that on the chart. APVO. Yeah, it's up big today, and Uptavo Therapeutics Okay, so they surged on an acute myeloid leukemia study. All right. So they post their first complete remission in early acute myeloid leukemia. Okay. Wow. Very cool. So that's awesome. Love these guys. I love investing in these kinds of companies. Not specifically biotech, but it's very nice to see a lot of companies doing really good stuff. It's good to see that the world is getting a little bit better. So, Ufuk says, "Can you explain Alcana all stock? I understand Alcana has 4 million shares. Will raise the OS from 2.6 billion to 2.1 billion, giving 10.6 shares per Alcana share. Wouldn't this automatically raise the SP?" So, let's see. So Alcana. Let me find Alcana right here. But so Alcana stock. Let's pull up. So I am not too sure of the specifics of the merger, but I know that Alcana was purchased by Sundial and that it's the largest private liquor distributor in Canada, and that they will be becoming part of Sundial's business. I don't believe this has officially happened yet, right, if Alcana stock is still trading, but hopefully it'll happen soon. Let me see when it actually goes through. Okay, so they're purchasing Alcana for $9.12 per share. And let's see, what do we need to know about the Alcana merger? So, expected to close in December of 2021. So it'll be closing in December 2021, and I guess it would be raising the free float on Sundial if they're taking in more shares. But at the same time, they're taking in a lot of new investors, right? Some new investors who were just in Alcana, who may not have been in Sundial before, will now have Sundial stock. So that could certainly be good for raising some awareness to Sundial stock, right? People who have never heard of it before might be interested in what's this cannabis company that just produced my favorite alcohol stock. So it could be a good thing for them. I mean, obviously, they're purchasing a good business, so I think it'll be good for them. But Scott Hudson, thank you for everything you do, Rob. It is appreciated more than you know. Sure thing, man. I do my best. I appreciate the comment too, man. And Quentin White says, if a stock gets put on SSR, what happens to the puts before the SSR was announced and listed? Do they continue to profit? Off topic, but I'm curious. Let's see. So I don't know if SSR stops puts, though. That might just be shorts. So I don't know if it restricts puts. I don't know if you can stop people from selling puts or buying puts, because those are derivatives. But so Okay, I see. And also, okay, so the way that SSR works is I'm getting this off of Warrior Trading, so we'll see, who knows how accurate it is, but the way it works is it means that you can only short a stock on an uptick. So you can't short a stock that is dropping, and yeah, that's interesting. It's designed to prevent downward volatility, as people just overly short stocks when they're crashing. All right. So, yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with puts, though. So I believe that puts would continue to profit. But you couldn't, obviously, if you were buying up a bunch of puts and then trying to short the stock into oblivion and push it down, then I don't think you'd be able to do it, right? Because you could only short a stock on an uptick. So, yeah, I think that's the deal with short sale restrictions. I don't think it has anything to do with puts, but PROG making move in DWAC showing signs of life. Yeah, PROG is up 3.03%. DWAC. Yep, up. It looks like we got a little bounce in the pre-market. So we saw our bounce off of 42, and we've been doing decently ever since. We'll see what happens. Basically since opening, pretty much since opening. So yeah, hopefully this will keep moving up. Maybe we'll get back up above 50. And Zach says, let's play some Leap Prog. And Abstract says, if I was on Twitter, I would follow you, Rob. It would be a wasted follow, man. I hardly ever post to Twitter. I've got nothing on Twitter. I've got an account, and that's about it. I think there are a couple of posts and retweets or something there, but I do not post much to Twitter. So, Ufuk still didn't understand that, Rob. Sundial are offering 10.69 shares for each Alcana share. If Alcana has around 40 million shares, Sundial will give away over 400 million shares. Assume the SP would go up massively. So if they are giving away 400 million shares, I don't know if that means the share price would go up massively. So I guess they would just be adding a decent amount to their float. But let's take a peek at Sundial. Let's see what their float is right now. And we'll see if we can break this down. So currently they have a 2 billion share float. So if we look at Alcana, let's see. So on Toronto's, okay, so Alcana has a $313 million market cap, has a float of 34 million shares about, and 36 million shares outstanding. Then 10.69 shares. Yeah, let's do the math on this. So they'd be getting 10.69 Sundial shares per share of Alcana. They've got some 10.69. Multiply that by I'm seeing 36 million for the shares outstanding on, at least here I'm seeing it. So shares outstanding 36 million right here. So I don't know, maybe it's just close to 40 million, but this is for Alcana. So 10.69 times 36, so 384 million shares. So about, we're using about numbers, but so it's not necessarily that Sundial is giving away over 400 million shares. I think that they're actually just converting. Okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, no, I don't think Sundial is giving away 400 million shares. It's that they're going to add 400 million shares to their float. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see. So Alcana is being converted into Sundial. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, yeah. So is that answering your question, Ufuk? That Sundial isn't giving away those shares necessarily. They're creating more Sundial shares. They're going to be adding to Sundial's float, and this should then be 2.4 billion. But the company will have a lot more assets under management and a lot more shareholders. Right? They're not just handing those shares out. to nobody. They're just converting people's existing shares into they're converting people's existing Alcana shares into Sundial shares. So that's what's going on. And Kitchener Leslie says Sundial is deflating. Yeah, a little bit. Certainly over the past 10 days it has been. It's not been a good look for Sundial. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we're playing around this 70-cent resistance right now. Hopefully we'll get up above it by the end of the day. And Acorn Stocks, ever notice they are always coming with bad news for Tesla and it has no effect? Tesla has been doing pretty good over the long term. It's tough to get people. I mean, it has a cult-like following. Elon is to thank for that. People are willing to. People will buy Elon stuff no matter what. You know, Elon could sell anything. So I think that Tesla is going to be doing pretty good over the long term. It's tough to say though. I mean, looking at Tesla, we'll take a peek at Tesla's market cap. I think it's pretty darn high. So $1.159 trillion market cap on Tesla. Price to earnings ratio of 377. So it's actually gone down by a significant amount. It's become a much more reasonable company. I remember when it was over 1,000 at one point. And Ufuk says, I'm guessing the take-up of shares will dramatically raise the share price ultimately. And yeah, you've kind of answered my question. Still a little iffy, though. All right, well, did my best, man. Hopefully that helped a little bit. And Silver says Sundial reposition levels at 60 to 65 cents. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like Sundial is dropping a little bit. It looks like Sundial is dropping a touch. We'll see what happens with it. And, yep, you're welcome. All right, so Sundial, darn, down to around the open now. That's not what we were hoping for. We were hoping that we'd be breaking through 70 cents. Not ideal. It looks like this happened on some fairly significant volume. Not quite 1 million shares trading on those bars, but more than we had seen in the past. So it's not ideal. Not ideal what we're seeing with Sundial, but it looks like all of the stocks actually. It looks like PROG's taking a little bit of a hit at the time, and Tesla might even be taking. Yeah, Tesla's taking a dump. QQQ took a big dump. Jeez. Yeah, this is not a good look for the markets. It looks like we have been hitting 397 on QQQ several times, and we'll see if this can maintain itself. But geez, we've sure hit a lot. So I don't know. This might be the last one. This might be the one that breaks us when we start moving down. So what's gold doing? Gold is down 1%, and silver is down 2.8%. Geez. The VIX is up. People are pricing in some additional risk. People think that the markets may be dropping soon. It certainly looks, based off the VIX, like the markets may be dropping. Late but came in for the likes, says Jordan Israel Peterson. I appreciate that, Jordan. And Diamond Joe, UWMC is running. Let's take a peek at UWMC. UWM Holdings Corp. So it is up 2%. And it's off a big bounce off of 541. So what caused all of this? Okay. UWM Holdings, Wall Street Bets most mentioned stock after top shareholders terminates planned offering as of the 19th. And financial stocks further erode late in Friday trading. I'm guessing this is a finance stock. Okay. Let's see what UWMC is all about. Let me pull this up. And Diamond Joe says I may have lied. Maybe. So UWMC. Not too much. I mean, it's not a lie necessarily. In today's market, 2% is looking like a little bit of a run. Considering that the QQQ is down 0.5%. So Abstract asks, how's crypto doing? We'll take a peek at that. We'll take a peek at crypto. I love to peek at crypto. And Rob, what is your average cost on Sundial? Asks Jordan Israel Peterson. So I first bought, I believe, about 10,000 Sundial shares for 19 cents. And then I bought another 2,000. And the way I bought them was I sold call options with a dollar strike price way back when for a 50-cent premium. So that then averaged me, and I got some more shares for around 50 cents that way when those expired in the money. And then more recently, I bought some at 80 cents. So my cost is around all over the place, but I think the average is probably close to, below 40 probably. Below 40 cents would be my guess across all the shares that I've bought. So crypto, how is crypto doing? Crypto's it's a mixed bag. So Bitcoin is down 1%, 1.22. It was down more actually earlier today. It was down to 56,000 something. Now it's at 57.5, and Ethereum's actually up 2%. So we'll see what happens over the long term if Ethereum can overtake Bitcoin, because Ethereum is actually seeming to be doing stuff and is a bit more useful than Bitcoin. I think people tend to just buy Bitcoin because it was the first one, and they want to hold Bitcoin because it has a big name, a lot of brand recognition, essentially. But we'll see if Ethereum can replace it. It looks Ethereum seems to be a little bit more useful for actual crypto nonsense. I don't know how to do much of it, but when people do stuff on the blockchain, they tend to use Ethereum or Ether or ETH, whatever it is. So Ethereum might over the long term overtake Bitcoin. We'll see. It seems like it might be a little bit more useful. Shiba Inu though down again today, down 5.67%. So it's not looking great for Shiba Inu. Unfortunately, over the past month, you can see we've had a bit of a tough time. And Silver says, internet issues glitching bad. BRB algorithm's not happy with my truth bombs lately. Yeah, I can see that. And Alan says, GG. Penny Smith, 2012. Good morning, Rob. Could you take a look at the Ortex on WBX holding 300 shares at 1750? I will take a peek at that real quick. WBX. WBX, actually. WBX. So, Wallbox. We've looked at this stock a little bit today. So, it looks like some shorts are covering a little bit. But overall, not many shorts in this thing regarding how big the free float is. However, 580,000. I think Wallbox was the one that had a very low... I think it had a very low float. So, WBX... So the float, interesting. So WBX, the float, at least it says on Yahoo Finance that the float is 294,000 shares, and here it says the short interest is 580,000 shares. So maybe, it seems too low. It seems like potentially. Let's see what WBX is at right now. But I think that potentially Yahoo Finance has some incorrect information right here. Yahoo Finance might have some incorrect info. Though, you can see it's a very low volume stock. Very low volume. So it's interesting. But, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what the Ortex is showing on WBX. So who knows? Who knows what's going on with it? Let's see. Actually, let me see what the Ortex says. Let's see what it says. The shares outstanding are so all USD listings 1.02 million shares on the New York Stock Exchange. Outstanding shares 138 million. Free float is 75%. So interesting. Ortex and Yahoo Finance have some differing data. But let's see. So Drunken Irish says, is Elon selling off again? Let's take a peek at Tesla, see if he is. Maybe this was a little bit of Elon selling. I don't know. I kind of stopped watching Tesla after a bit. I got out of my swing position on it. Still holding for the long term. Still got some in the long term account, but I have stopped holding Tesla for the most part in the swing account. So I've not been watching as closely. And Silver is back. So welcome back, Silver. And Zach Taylor asks, what other platforms are you dropping truth bombs on, Silver? And all right, so I think we've gotten through that. So Alan C though says, everyone please buy PROG now and get rich. Tell everyone you know. Yeah, it could be. PROG, it looks like we are taking a little bit of a breather though. We're not moving up as much as we were. It looks like we hit highs of 473, and since started moving down just a touch ever since then. So we'll see what happens with PROG. Hopefully the share offering won't have too much of an effect on the price. It looks like people were expecting it to be rather dramatic share offering initially, right? A lot of people sold off in a big way down to 345, and then we did quickly bounce back up above 4, so very nice for PROG. The fact that we've used 4 as such a solid support, that's really good stuff, because we did actually use it as quite a fierce resistance for a while. 4 really kept us at bay, but now it's acting as a nice support, so it's good to see that flip. It's good to see that. But let's see, silver and gold still not doing too good. The S&P is starting to drop as well. Sundial, we can zoom in on the chart. It looks like we're down. We're down on Sundial on the day now. Geez, 1.4%. Got the AT&T, which is building in Nashville, is near the explosion, has ties to Dominion Company. Interesting. And the market, says Stacks, is killing them. Stacks 200 TTV. Yeah, I think the markets are having a rough day today. The S&P down 0.11%, so 0.09, so not the worst day all in all in the S&P, but down 0.5% on the QQQ, which is more tech-focused companies. So overall, I'm not loving it, right? I'm not loving the fact that the markets are starting to look a little bit weak today. We'll see. I mean, obviously, we had a decently sized drop yesterday after hitting all-time highs, I will mention. So we did hit all-time highs yesterday, and then we had a kind of weak day, a weak end to the day, actually. And now we're having a little bit of weakness as well. So it's not looking ideal, but let me actually pull up the overall market. Let's see what the overall market's doing. So Microsoft, Apple, Google are probably the ones dragging us down, because if you look, some of the smaller companies are not doing all that bad, right? Energy is doing incredibly well today. He on news, I guess, that Biden's opened up the oil lines, the oil reserves. He's pulling out 50 million barrels. So I think that's what he said, at least, right? That's let's see. Where did it say that? So President Biden earlier announced release of 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve as part of ongoing efforts to lower prices. So looks like we are pulling out some of the strategic oil, and the Indian government confirms it will release 5 million barrels of oil from strategic reserves in coordination with other buyers. Interesting. And Senate Majority Leader Schumer says strategic petroleum reserve release will provide temporary relief for high gas, but nation needs to create robust green energy economy. Yep, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, hopefully gas prices won't be rising too much longer, but something tells me that they likely will be. Gas prices have been going up for quite a bit, so it's not been ideal for my wallet, right? I've been paying a lot for gas as of late, but I'm pretty sure everyone has everywhere. So I remember watching or hearing about the OPEC meeting when they decided not to start releasing more or start producing more oil. They certainly could have. They could have saved the markets, but they decided not to. So we also, as of today, and if we release the reserves for 100% USA, we use it, we would be at 275, but half were sent to Z. Oh yeah, did we sent too much to China? Yep. But in other news, the U.S. Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, the PMI, measures the activity levels of purchasing managers in the manufacturing sector, and looks like they have been expanding that. So we just got the release today at 9:45. They were expecting a forecast of 59, and they got 59.1, so pretty much on target, but a little off. So This is actually positive or bullish for the USD, supposedly. So that's what they're saying. So positive news for the USD, just barely though, right? Just a little bit higher than the estimates. Anything above 50 is viewed as good though. So Zach Taylor has pointed out something very interesting. He says that there are 103 people watching and only 74 likes. Let's see if we can do something to remedy that situation. It's possible we could. Well, I hope we can. Maybe we could get up. Maybe we could get close to 100 likes. We might be able to. And Brandon is releasing enough for 2 days of U.S. consumption. It's a joke. Yeah, 50 million barrels did not sound like a ton to me. And Christopher Frank, what's the Ortex on GRCL? Charts look good. Good news today. Let's take a peek at GRCL. And we'll take a peek at the Ortex too. GRCL, that's it. So up 44% on the day. Let's see what happened with them on Ortex. So GRCL. Gricel Biotechnologies. So up 5% short interest-wise today. So shorts are coming in, obviously, right? The stock has been pumping up. It's up 44% on the day. So obviously, we're going to be seeing some more shorts come in. But that brings us to a 5.19% short interest as a percentage of the free float. All in all, it could be a bit higher. The current short interest is 1.57 million. So not bad. And Kitchener Leslie says, I can't like it a second time. Well, I appreciate the first like, man. I appreciate the first one. But yeah, let's see what happened with this one, because it looks like they've been on a crazy ride over the past 5 days, just about. So they were up at 12. Crazy stuff. So they closed, and then instantly, almost in the after hours, they moved up from $9 to $12.45, and then faded away, moved down to $8.80, and then dropped significantly the next day to $5.86, and now they're up at $9 again. So this has been on a crazy ride. What's the news on it, though? So it looks like they've been getting halted. A senior management team share purchase plan was announced today. All right, okay, that's good. And what happened in the past, though? What caused this dip? So on the 18th, I think, is when we should start looking for news on them. Okay, they granted FDA orphan drug designation for fast CAR-enabled BCMA CD19 dual-targeting CAR-T cell therapy candidate. Okay, so orphan drug designation from the FDA made all of this craziness happen. And Diamond Joe, loving the channel, Rob. Such a nice refresher from all the AMC/GME ape gangbang. Yeah, it certainly gets pumped a lot. I mean, AMC. I'm not invested in it. I'll look at it every now and then. The only time I've owned a share of AMC was a referral stock. So I ended up selling it when it was above $40 at one point. I think for 42. So I'm in the green on that. But speaking of referral stocks, if anyone is interested, let me pull up a way that you guys can all get a free $50, and it makes sense to do. In my opinion, it makes sense to get a free $50 if you can. Let me pull this up real quick. So,
what's up, everyone?
Stream. So yesterday, we were doing a stream, and we have. I'll just pull up this stream, but really, it's in the description of this stream as well. Any of the streams, if you guys want, you go to the description of the stream. Make sure you hit the like button. That's much appreciated. And then the first link in the description says get a free $50 when you sign up for and fund an M1 Finance account. So all you have to do is click that link. And there's a free $50 just waiting for you. Just sign up and fund your free M1 account. So you don't have to pay anything for this. All you have to do is make the account, sign up. And then you put in $100 as your initial deposit, and you get a free $50 for doing it, and you don't have to buy any stocks or anything. But there's the link in the description of this live stream, in the live stream that you're watching right now. All my videos as of late have had that link in it. So if anyone's interested in a free $50, I mean, I like giving money away like that. So there you go. There's the plug. And Ufuk says just advertised for you on Stock Twits. Hope the channel grows. I appreciate that. And Abstract says, what's up with INPX? Looks like ATH is 576 million. It's trading at 70 cents. I probably know what's going on with it. So INPX. So the all-time high, if you're looking back, like years ago? Max a week. So what I'm seeing is all-time highs of 729. So it looks like $7,298,100 was the all-time high on INPX. So now it's trading at 70 cents. Well, what's gone on with it is in the past they were probably doing something. People liked them, but the shares were never trading for that amount, right? What's happened more recently, if you look at these past couple of years, is they have been doing reverse splits, and you can actually see it right here, 15 to 1. So obviously the price got pretty low on this stock at one point, and they needed to, maybe they were below $1 at that point, and to stay in compliance with the NASDAQ or wherever they're listed, it looks like they are a NASDAQ stock, to stay in compliance, they needed to do a reverse split. So they took 15 shares and turned them into one share and raised the price by 15x per share. So that's what a reverse split is. Basically, you take a large amount of shares, turn them into fewer shares, and they did that there. They did it, it looks like this is what, a 1 for 30. So 30 times 15 times, what is this, 1 for 40. So it looks like there's a 1 for 45 right here. So they've done a ton of reverse stock splits over the past couple of years, and basically they've probably done that to stay in compliance. They're probably going to have to do one relatively soon if they want to stay listed on the NASDAQ, because otherwise they got to get up above $1 and start trading above $1 relatively. Yeah, they've got a bit. But, they were trading above $1. They've moved below. If they don't get up above $1 for 10 consecutive days, they're going to need to do another reverse split. And that'll probably make the price look even higher, right? Because when they do those reverse splits, that's going to combine all of these shares and just raise the price of these as well. It raises the price that the shares were supposedly trading for in the past as well. So it was never actually trading for $7.298 million. That was probably a much more reasonable number, maybe like $10, $20. But after you do so many reverse splits, the price looks really inflated, and they do it to inflate the price, right? Because they want the stock to be trading above $1, but it doesn't actually change how much money you have in the stock, because your shares get turned into fewer shares. So even though it raises the price, it turns your shares into fewer shares, and that explains a lot of these charts. A lot of the time you'll see stocks, and that is almost the mark of a credit company when they've done a bunch of reverse splits like that. How they just keep doing those to stay alive, and they perpetually fall. It seems, and every time you zoom in, like, look at this. So you can see that we have fallen massively, and that these recent years look like basically nothing price movement-wise. And as you zoom in slowly but surely, you can see that as you zoom in, the more recent years look even more dramatic as you zoom in. It's like they just keep perpetually falling. And there's never really been a good time, but the falls are so compressed because of the reverse stock splits that if you just look at the left side of the screen right here, it's really not a good situation for them. They just keep falling, and every now and then they have a spike, but then they just keep falling, and you can see what they've done now. So overall, so Abstract says, yeah, I got a reverse split on CTRM, then I left, and it dropped. Nice. So, with the reverse splits, I really don't like. I hope that Sundial doesn't have to go down that route. I hope that Sundial can get up above $1 before February. And Lights F says 4,000 splits. Yeah, it sure was. Looks like Sundial. Fortunately, I don't think Sundial's done. Let me see, but I don't think they've done any reverse splits. They don't have any reverse splits here. But they've always managed to get back in compliance. So. If we're betting on that pattern breaking now that Sundial's business model is actually looking pretty good, maybe it will, but I don't think so. I think that they've always done it in the past. Looks like no reverse splits in the past that we can see, at least not that TD Ameritrade knows of. And I think that we'll see some good stuff with Sundial. I expect that we'll be doing decently with Sundial over the next couple of months coming into February. So Zach Taylor says, is Pete Buttigieg still on maternity leave? I think he probably is. They'll take it as long as it gets offered. And Kai Najuyan says, hello, Rob, can you speak a bit about EVGO and ChargePoint? EVGO. So these are both EV charging stocks, I believe. Let me look at that just to make sure that's what EVGO is. But these EV charging companies are certainly, at least right now, getting hyped up a lot. They're doing very well. Let me make sure EVGO is a charging company. So electric vehicle charging station. All right, and ChargePoint, we already know what ChargePoint is. It is another EV charging station. So let me pull up the market caps for these real quick. But I think that what we tend to see with these EV chargers and a lot of these EV companies is they can sometimes get a little bit overvalued because there is a lot of EV hype out there. If you're looking at stuff like Tesla's been doing incredibly well over the past 90 days. Lucid's been doing incredibly well. Rivian has been dipping more recently, but when they IPO'd, they got a ton of hype and moved up to 179. So a lot of the EV makers, CHPT has been doing incredibly well over the past 90 days. EVGO also following more of a Rivian-like pattern, right? But honestly, EVGO looks a little bit more, just at a market cap perspective, a little bit more fairly valued. Looking at CHPT, it's at $8.74 billion of market cap, and EVGO is only at $953 million. Now, I've not kept up too much with the specifics of these companies and what they've got going for them, but I will say that $8.7 billion seems kind of steep for an EV charging company, at least where it stands right now, considering that like Tesla, they have their own charging stations. So, I mean, you have to think about what is going to be the total market cap or, the total market for all EV charging. Let me actually look that up. So, Okay, so it looks like there are big expectations for EV charging. It looks like they're expecting the charging market to grow pretty significantly over the next couple of years. Over the course of 2021 to 2028, they're expecting a compound annual growth rate of 38.9%. So it should be pretty significant. But you have to think about how much of a market share are these EV chargers going to have? Are they going to be able to outdo Tesla, or are people who buy Teslas going to want to charge up their vehicles at the Tesla charging stations? So I think that right now there's a lot of hype. I think it could take a while before we get to these valuations justifiably, especially CHPT. I'm a little bit worried about that one with such a large market cap of $8 billion as it stands. And as it stands, though, let me pull this up. As it stands in 2020, the electric vehicle charging infrastructure market size was valued at $2.08 billion. So I'll pull that up real quick. The U.S. electric vehicle charging infrastructure market size was valued at $2.08 billion in 2020, and it is expected to grow at 38.9% annually, up to 2028. So we'll see what happens with it. But I get a little bit wary of the EV chargers and just the EV stocks in general. Sometimes it seems like they might be a little bit overvalued, but we've got a lot of comments to go through. So Abstract says, I have faith in Sundial, but it's so hard to be patient. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. I think that in the end, patience tends to pay off, though. I do think that. So, Vivi Riddick, DWAC, we'll take a peek at DWAC. It looks like it's up 1%. It looks like it's up 1%. So yeah, it's good. It could be good. And Kim USA, just hold it, says Abstract. Why sell the loss? Sundial will come back. says Abstract. So what did Kim USA say? Kim USA, hey Rob, I'm getting worried about Sundial. Should I sell it? I bought too much of it and lost tons of money right at this point. Hope you answer. Well, I can't give personalized financial advice on what you should do. If you put too much money into it, then you shouldn't have too much money in a stock that you can't. If it's money you can't afford to lose, then you probably shouldn't have money in a stock, right? But I'm still holding on to my Sundial. I'm not selling it, but there's no guarantee that it's going to go up, right? Obviously, shorts have a vested interest in keeping it down. We'll take a peek at the shorts on Ortex, but there are a lot of shorts that want Sundial moving down in price, right? Shorts want Sundial down. There's 318 million shares short. They're going to keep trying to push for Sundial to move lower, most likely, right? They don't want Sundial to do well. They want to make money by pushing it down, and they have been known to manipulate stocks in the past. It could happen again with Sundial. There's no guarantee in the markets that it's going to go up, but that's a tough situation. If you're talking about your specific situation, that seems very tough. I can't tell you what to do with it, but you got to make that decision for yourself, based off how much money you've got in other plays and how much money you're going to need in the near term for things other than stock. Then you got to decide that for yourself, man. Or Kim USA, I'm not sure, boy or girl there, but Kim is sometimes used for boys and girls. So either way, your choice. But let's see. Stock Raider says PROG, and Kitchener Leslie says PHUN is moving up. So yeah, we got PROG. PROG is down 4% on the day, and PHUN up 1.23%. So not bad. Looks like we got a little overhyped on news of Funcoin. Looks like that overhyped the stock a little bit. People were excited about that. We'll see how people react. If I wonder, what is Funcoin price? Looks like, okay, it's still just on Securitize, it looks like. So, well, we can't see the price too easily. All right, that's fine. And Independence All, hey, are you still holding DWAC? You must have missed the stream yesterday. I was discussing DWAC and said that Friday, let's find a good chart for it. It's Friday. I noticed that we had broken down through the 55 support, ended up selling in the after hours for 51, looking to re-enter probably. Looks like we might hit 40. Obviously this run could take us up, and then I'd probably try to get back in around 50 or so, just so that I didn't miss out on the big run if we did end up doing that. But I think we could get down to 40, maybe even below. It looks like we've been, typically when you break through such a significant support like that, which we had, acted on many, many times in the past. 55 had been very useful to us many times. 55 had held us. You typically see a bit of downwards pressure after that. So you missed the stream yesterday when I was talking about it. But yeah, that's what happened with DWAC. And Kitchener Lissy says, big DWAC attack. Yeah, it was. So yeah, I'm looking to get back in around $40. Maybe we can get it a little bit lower, maybe 38. We'll see. I don't want to miss out on the big run. And certainly, it could happen. I am taking a little bit of a risk here if Trump tweets about it or he can't tweet about it, but if he starts talking about it in some way and it does start running up, obviously, I might be a little bit late to the party if I don't hear about it instantly. Might have ended up being a bad trade if I don't get back in by the price that I sold, but we'll see. As of right now, it was a decent decision, right? I've saved myself $6 of pain, so we'll see. And Silver says, I'm back again, hoping I don't get Clinton. Hopefully not. Abstract says, yeah, I know a guy named Kim. And Kim says, lol, female. Okay, cool. I know people named both. So Guns, Cats, Radios, Robinhood stock down big, and it's killing me. And I thought that was a good investment. What's the bottom? Oh, yeah. So Hood stock, we'll take a peek at Hood stock. Hood stock is down to 27. Looks like, is this all-time lows? Yeah, all-time lows today. So it got overhyped a bit during the IPO. People on Reddit took to it and started pumping it up for one reason or another. Who knows why exactly they wanted to pump it up. I think that a lot of people on Reddit were actually upset with Robinhood because of the AMC GameStop shenanigans where they couldn't buy shares of the stocks they wanted to buy shares of. But since then, Robinhood has not been doing very well. It's, they haven't been releasing great numbers in their recent earnings calls. Their numbers haven't been ideal. A lot of that is just because they had amazing numbers the year prior during the lockdowns. A lot of people were getting on Robinhood for the first time using it. And that's not the case right now, right? It's tough for them to compete with themselves from a year ago when everyone was locked down. Now that the world's opened back up somewhat, people can go back out. And now Robinhood isn't seeming to perform as well. We'll see what happens with them. I think that over the long term, they make sense. But, over the short term, they could certainly be a portfolio damager. At least that's what it's looking like right now. They have dropped quite a bit over the past while. So market cap of $22.69 billion on Robinhood. So all in all, not the most expensive market cap considering what they do, how many customers they've got and all that, but we'll see. Yeah, I know a guy named Kim. Yep, we read that one. And other than the markets and shorts, there doesn't seem to be any reason why this should go up. Would you agree? Says Ufuk. Which stock are you talking about? Which stock? Other than markets and shorts, doesn't seem reason. You've said that a couple of times, but which stock? I'm missing the stock. Right? Which one are you talking about, Ufuk? But while we're waiting for that, Pedro Volta E. Silva says, "Hi Rob, any books recommended to learn about stocks?" I used to be really into books and whatnot. Typically not stock books, right? I tended to find the stock books a little bit less interesting. I think that, visual stuff is really good for stocks, like these videos where you can actually watch the charts. The thing about books is a lot of them are old, right? A lot of books are old, and sometimes there's wisdom, but it's interesting that, investing mentalities change over time, and a lot of the markets is based on people's minds and their mentalities. It's basically just where people are putting their money. And potentially a good one is Madness of Crowds. That might help you out just to learn about general psychology, and then you can kind of apply it to the markets as you wish. But I think that, over the long term, a lot of people have written books about stocks, and it hasn't necessarily translated into the current day reality. I think that a lot of the time those books, they might be really good for how investing was 20 years ago or 40 years ago, but I think that investing kind of changes with the times, right? And you can see that with Warren Buffett, right? He used to be really, and I'm sure he still is, a pretty good investor, really great value investor, and that was probably a really good thing way back when he was in his prime. But as of late, he's missed out on the tech boom. He's missed out on a bit and a lot of gains, and his net worth has suffered because of it. Not that it's gone down, but it hasn't gone up nearly as much as some of the tech giants' net worths have gone up. So, a lot of the stuff is a little bit outdated. So what have we got? We got so Ufuk says Sundial. So Sundial is the one that we're looking at. So why would it go? So what's the question? Other than the markets and shorts, there doesn't seem to be any reason why this should go up. Would you agree? Sundial, they just had a great earnings call. They're doing a share buyback. Potential legalization coming. I think that could really improve their business. So FlexForce says I'm sorry, this just caught my eye, but FlexForce says you wondering what people are doing while they watch. I would lol. Well, I am driving around sucking out portable toilets. Love my job. That's interesting. That's interesting, FlexForce. Well, glad hopefully the stream brightens your day a little bit. And Shadow Girl, good morning. You're late. I know. I appreciate you coming regardless, though. Appreciate you getting here, Shadow Girl. Unfortunately, you are getting here right around the end of the stream. It's 10:45. So you really got here last minute. Shadow Girl's riding a bike. Okay, so a lot of people are doing stuff. While they watch the stream. Abstract is driving around delivering air filters. I hope you're not messaging too much while you're driving, right? I hope you're not posting the comments too much while you're driving. That doesn't sound too safe. But when do we expect good news for Sundial, says Victor Feliz. I would say almost certainly for sure before February, right? Because that's when they are getting delisted if they don't get above $1. So I would say probably well in advance of February, right? I don't think they would want to wait until last minute to get their stock price moving, but the management team has to know that they've got a problem if Sundial isn't above $1 by February 1st. You know, they've always managed to get Sundial above $1 in the past. They've never had to do a reverse split on Sundial stock, even though they've been operating for years. So I think that sometime before February is safe to say, hopefully sometime this year. Hopefully sometime before the end of this year, but we'll see. And 12Watch4 says, I'm building a high-rise. Nice. And Abstract says, I stop a lot, waiting at a military base now. It takes forever to get in. Wow. That is really cool. That is super cool. And Victor Flees says, nice. Yep. So sometime soon, hopefully. And looking to buy more DWAC, DWACW. Yeah, I'm looking to buy some DWAC around 40, maybe 38. If we can get it that low, we'll see. We'll see if we can get it that low. It's at 44 right now, but it was at 42 in the pre-market, very early in the pre-market. So Acorn Stocks, listening to Hank Williams. All right. And Christopher Frank says, trading stocks and driving is a talent. It certainly is, doing two somewhat stressful things at once. DWAC and Sundial buy the dip, says Rico Aguilar. But yeah, but it is coming to that time in the stream when we are looking to end the stream. My dream job is to stay home and make music and day trade, says Abstract Artemis. That sounds like a wonderful day job. Music and trading, that sounds perfect. And Kitchener Leslie says, I'm eating a cheese sandwich, don't mean to brag or nothing. Well, that sounds like pretty good considering what we've heard thus far. That sounds pretty good. Better than the porta potties, at least, right? So, all right. So we are getting to the end of the stream, and we've done pretty well. We've got 102 likes, over 100 likes. So much appreciated, guys. As usual, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. It was great hearing about your days. That was one of the most interesting things that we've heard on the stream so far. I was unaware that everyone was doing things out of the house. At least a lot of people were doing stuff out of the house. So other than that, guys, hopefully we'll be having a green rest of the day today. Although it's looking like things have taken a turn for the worst in the markets. Things have started to move a little bit red, but that's understandable, right? The markets as a whole are not doing great. S&P is down 0.35%. So other than that, have a great one. We'll see you in the stream tomorrow. That'll be the last stream. I won't be here on Thanksgiving, obviously. The markets aren't open on Thanksgiving. And I will be out of town on Friday. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday, and that's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9. Have a good one.